Graffito Tagged donated $100. Question for the panel. Would you rather be with a guy who was already rich with no ambition, perhaps has a trust fund or inheritance, or a guy making minimum wage with incredible ambition?
All right, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Making minimum wage with ambition. You don't know. Anything's possible.
Okay.
Same as her.
Same. I feel like a team dynamic could make a lot work with that.
Jess?
It's a tough one. I don't like trust fund babies, but I also don't like minimum wage, but I'm going to go with the minimum wage.
Okay.
I'm going with the first one.
Oh, okay. The trust funds. All right. What about you, Kate?
I'll go with the minimum wage.
All right.
Minimum wage, yeah.
Definitely minimum wage. I think ambition is like just a quality I very highly value.
Felicity?
Trust fund.
Okay. Trust fund. Easy. Would you rather a woman who has a trust fund, rich, no ambition, or a woman making minimum wage with incredible career ambition?
Rich and no ambition.
Same.
Because if she had a lot of ambition, then she's an independent person, and you want to take care of someone.
She's a strong,
I think
independent boss, babe.
So, like, if her dad was the one that gave her or had the money, right? He must have had some masculine traits that allowed him to get to that position, and then he would have passed down this mindset to her of you have to do less, which is what I was saying at the beginning. The less you do, the better and more value you have.
Is that your stance?
That would be my stance, because I think they know what they want. So if they saw their dad achieve a high level of success,
How do they know what they want and don't have any ambition?
what do they need ambition for? Like
have your own identity, and
He's
like
just saying
there's
women
things
should
that I mean, I'm passionate about being a writer.
Well, I guess
you think it'd be wrong
what do we
for me
mean by
to
ambition
do
though?
that?
Like a boss babe, or like are you talking about being a mom?
What do you mean?
What?
Like, is
Ambition.
is it ambition for a career, or is it ambition because you're like, I want to
Like
be
a
a good
career,
wife and raise
not-
good
I have an
children?
ambition for a career, and I have like a trust fund.
How much?
Don't fucking ask.
Not just that.
No, if she didn't have an ambition to be a good mom or a good wife, obviously not. I'm thinking of a career. I wouldn't want her to have an ambition for a career.
I mean, for me, like my mission, like as a screenwriter, is like to glorify God through my work, and I want to reach as many people as possible. Like, do you think that's a bad thing
You're wrong.
to want?
Just kidding. No, but I think everything is going to come at an expense. So if that means you have to sacrifice raising your kids, then I would say that's wrong.
I don't want to sacrifice raising my kids, but I do. But do you think just in general, like me having that ambition to be a successful writer in order to reach people like with these like values that I want to instill, like is that bad?
I think you should find a husband that does that, and then you do it alongside him.
So me do it also. We both want to.
Sure, but your number one priority should be kids above everything else.
Yeah, I agree. It would be kids above everything else.
Because there's always going to
But
be a
still.
time expense. Like there's got to be, it's an opportunity cost. So you have to invest your time into something.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing that and then you're getting success and you're getting more bookings or more opportunities, you're going to have to sacrifice leaving the kids with someone else.
That's the thing. I would not sacrifice my kids for my work, but I do think that just
I
having
think
an ambition.
I think if you don't have kids right now or a family and you want to occupy your time with something else, then yeah, that's great. But once you get to that point, then you should be willing to give that up.
I think once you reach a certain point of success as well, though, then you kind of have the upper hand in saying, like...
But what happens if that's when she is 35 or
Usually a
older?
woman reaches that success when she can't have kids anymore.
Well, yeah.
Or it's
And
more
then-
But if
difficult
the
to
children
have
are
kids.
already a part of the picture, you know...
By
like,
success, you mean money though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like think of that as success.
For me, by success, I do not mean
Yeah.
money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
And would you be willing, if you found somebody that you wanted to be with, like putting what the aspects of wanting to, send your message out to people, would you be willing to put that to the side, have children, and then do that after the kids are raised?
I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think just in general, like,
But I feel like if what you did, like, with your scripting, whatever, was, like, super successful as well, and, like, you are making the money off of that, you don't necessarily have to, what's the word? Like, give up, like, anything because it's already reached its success, if you know what I mean.
I
Like,
guess so, but again, like it depends on what your idea of success is. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a guy I really look up to who he like gave up his career as being like one of the top like writers in filmmaking to like turn his company into like a Christian filmmaking industry, and like he gave up the like financial success, but I mean he's happier than he's ever been, and like he feels successful in that. So I think that it just depends on what your idea of being successful is, I think.
I would value the success being, instead of you doing that work yourself, why don't you create kids with good virtues, and then they're going to leave a bigger and better legacy.
So you're saying,
So like if you had to sacrifice that career to instill a better living for your kids in terms of values and virtues that they have that they can pass on, and they can share that to the world, I think that would be a lot better.
okay, I just don't think that you have to like entirely give up your ambition, but I do think I would always prioritize my family over career in any aspect.
Yeah, like I said, it's like the way you preoccupy your time. Yeah. So if
Exactly.
you have nothing better going on, then yeah, do like college, go get a degree, whatever you want. Everything's just going to come with an expense. So that's why if we look at college degrees right now, I think women get like 60% of it, and then men get 40%. But on average, women are 40 grand in debt. They wasted their most fertile years, which is their 20s, and then they're making an average of like 40 grand a year. So now when it's time to start a family at their 30, 31, 32, they're not at their peak, right? They already lost a lot of value, but they also have so much debt and such a burden on their mind that they can't actually start a family because they're thinking I have to pay $2,000, $3,000 a month in my student loans. How am I going to afford a kid?
Well, you think once you're like 30, like you can't like have kids? What were you?
No, you can, but it's women.
harder.
Brad Wilcox, for example, if you guys look him up, he's a sociologist. So he shows, he does this very in depth in terms of like the more religious you are as a Christian, the better results you have. But he shows that Christians that get married at a younger age have much better results, like the religious Christians. And so what this shows is that they're making good decisions at a young age. Instead of having a higher body count, instead of getting in debt, they're prioritizing the nuclear family, which is the most important thing. So by the time they're 30s and they have so much debt and stress, it's going to be a lot harder to want to have kids.
Okay.
Also, I think this is just, I mean, statistically, like living with a partner before marriage, like I think there's divorce rates go up like 50%. It's just another random thing, but it said something like divorce rate goes down from like 50% to 5% if you like pray with your partner every night. So I just think that having that foundation and building your marriage on glorifying God, like that is why, you know, that's how you stay together.
If you met a guy who, let's say he was pretty successful and he earned an income where you could stay at home, but you also, it sounds like you have some degree of career ambition, and he was like, no, I can take care of us. I want you to stop working. Would you?
I would say because my ambition in my career is not like for the drive of making money, I would still want to contribute to that, but it would just be because like I want to do it for myself, not necessarily like I would work for free maybe. I don't know. Just I would donate my time then if I was being provided for.
What if he
didn't want you to though? He's like, no, I'd rather you just like take care of the household, and then when you eventually have kids, 100% of your, or well, most of your focus is towards the kids.
I mean, I would definitely not neglect family responsibility.
Yeah, but he said, I don't want you working at all.
That's hard. I mean, I wouldn't like that, but I guess it really depends on circumstance.
I think either way it goes, you have to be willing to make a sacrifice if that is the case, like of something.
Yeah. I mean, if I had
sacrifice of career, or
if I had
family.
to sacrifice my career for my family, I absolutely would.
Yeah, that's not the question though. So your husband earns enough to provide for the household exclusively, and he says, no, I want you to just stop working whatever you're doing. I think your time could be better spent taking care of the household, taking care of the kids. Do you do it?
I don't know.
I don't think you realize that having kids is a full-time job.
Yeah.
What if he wants you to homeschool the kids? Because
Yeah.
like
I think,
in a lot of
Which
like
you wouldn't want to put your kids in
Interesting.
public school.
yeah,
anyways.
like where I live, there's not a chance in hell I'd put my kids in public school until they're at least high school aged.
I will say this. I've always wanted to like raise my kids in the South, and so I know that having that fully means like I'll have to leave like the like Hollywood industry, and so I've definitely always been willing to give that up for a family and to raise a family. So then I think yes. in that circumstance.
So would you do it though?
Yes.
Okay. Would you argue with him about it, or would you just be like, yes, sir?
You better just do it.
I mean, again, what's the circumstance?
He
I would
just
not-
he just wants you to stay. He wants to provide for you. He doesn't want you to have to work hard. He wants
like a
you
lot of
to.
this is
How would you
circumstantial.
sincerely
Like, it
tell your
depends on
wife,
how
like if that was the
it's-
case? I'm just curious, like how would you guys tell your significant other? Like, I don't know.
I want to take care of you. Please
Yeah,
don't
like-
work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty direct. I mean, if she trusts your judgment, if you've had a track record of consistently making better decisions, even if they can't see it at the beginning,
Yeah.
then she needs to like not argue and just. You were saying earlier, like they want to argue sometimes, but men that are high achievers that have big goals and big missions in mind, they don't want to argue with you. They don't want to go and work all day and stress, and then they have to come stress at home with you telling them no.
I think a statistic shows that most successful households is when the woman stays at home. And
Yeah.
takes
And
care
women
of
dream of being a
and-
stay-at-home mom, and it's the most beautiful job ever.
Not me.
They act like doing laundry and washing dishes is an ugly thing, but that's, I mean, we can't live without food, and you're telling me you get to cook and provide the food that I need to live?
I'm not a
like,
good
that's a
cook.
beautiful job.
You know, honestly, the man I know, and I'm confident the man I marry, I will trust to lead me in my faith, and I will fully submit to. So I will say yes to that answer then.
Yeah, and it's better to, like, if you think, okay, right now I have to make a sacrifice, at what expense? Well, I get a good family, and I don't have to stress my husband out, and I just get to live life on easy mode, you know? So, like, women have to be okay with just giving up their selfish desires. Even though I know yours isn't, like, selfish, you have a purpose, but at the end of the day, you have to weigh out the pros and cons from each decision.
Yeah, because I do think that something that just altered in my mind is that it's not that I'm saying yes to any man, it's that I'm saying yes to my husband. And so, you know, that's that's definitely very different. It's sometimes hard to wrap your head around, especially since you don't have that person in your life yet. But
I think
then thinking about that.
I think
yeah.
anything would be circumstantial though. Like the way he says it, whatever the situation would be, like it would be your response. You know, like how you respond would be based off of how it's.
The situation.
Yeah.
Would you want it to be a conversation, or is it like he said it, like so it goes?
I would want it to be a conversation because I think that with anything that someone tells you, I think that there always is a why, and so I think that you should know the why. You know,
That's valid.
you should
Would
know
it be
the reason.
no, like to have a conversation? Would it be like a why, or would it be like kind of like a like kind of back and forth for a second of like I want to do this?
I'm not saying, but having a conversation about it isn't necessarily like resisting it or like fighting against
Okay,
it. You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
But if someone ever tells me to do anything, I'm always the type of person who's going to be like, oh, like why? And I'm always
Okay.
I'm a curious person. So
Fine.
even if it's like, you know, yeah, I would just always ask.
I think anyone would want to know why
Yeah.
their
Right.
partners like quit your career, you know?
Well, sometimes people are like,
But also that going, like, what
Like
if your
the going,
husband
what
told
it
you to
is.
off someone? Would you do it?
no, it's like sometimes people
Yeah,
are like,
you
I
have
want
to
you
do
to be fully submissive and don't ask questions type thing.
That sounds
what I meant.
great.
See,
Wait,
that's what I
did
meant.
miss? I don't know.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
See,
What's wrong with it? What would be wrong if a woman was like that?
I asked her if a guy said, I know the noise, but if a guy asked her to quit her career,
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
yeah.
Wait, let's go ahead, finish, and then he'll.
I said if a guy asked her or her husband asked her to quit her career, would she just do it, or would she ask why? And it would be a conversation, or just like, oh, you said so, so it must be right. I'm just gonna trust that.
Well, but it's not necessarily that I wouldn't.
No,
trust
just
it.
explaining him what the.
Oh, okay.
Like if it would have been back and forth, like you.
And then
feeling
you
like
said
you
yes,
should say,
and
I
then-
want to do this because, or like if it would just be like what he says goes.
What was your question?
Why are you gay?
What?
Why are you gay?
Why?
Why are you gay?
I like women.
So the way I see same-sex attractions are like, it's just lust.
Okay, I'm not Christian, so
All right,
I
we
mean, I
gotta
don't
get
agree
on
with
that.
that. I mean, I'm not Christian,
donated
so that doesn't have to go with-
$99.01. One of the most intelligent panels you have had. Respectful and logical
That's crazy.
conversations. Except for Chair 4 and previous Chair 1, and pretty sure pink hair has been perpetual confused for a decade.
Do you want to respond to that?
I'm not confused. I just like to listen.
She's observing.
Are you happy that you're in front of the pink crystal now?
Yeah.
I
And
love
in this
that.
chair. I love this chair.
Y'all into
Awesome.
spirituality?
Yo, thank you.
Weather?
Thank you, Clane. Really good to see you in the chat, man. Clane, you dropped the champagne pop, right? Like, or no, wasn't a Cristal pop like 2 weeks ago? 3. Good to see you in the chat, Clane. Okay, Jay, 28, matched with a 43-year-old lady. She admitted I was too old for her, and she liked 18 to 20-year-olds.
No.
She convinced her son's friend's mom that he could temporarily stay with her. What the fuck? I'm sure she slept with her son's friend. That's weird. Women are predators too.
That's true.
I mean, you see a lot of these stories, Jay, of
Older women like, oh my God, he has so much stamina.
The female high school teachers.
What?
A lot of those stories, a lot of crazy shit. So thank you, man. Thank you for the
That
soup
happened
chat.
at my high school.
The female teacher.
Was the guy
With like a football kid. But here's the thing: is like they actually got married and had a child together after as well.
Crazy. Isn't that a movie?
He was in the high school
That's
as
my
well
boy.
during all of this. So he was actually going to school when she got.
Oh, you're talking about the famous one?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's an Adam
Similar
Sandler
situation
movie.
though, but he had like ratted her out years later, and then that's when she got arrested, which is kind of messed up because you already went through the act of doing all this with her, making a family with her. Like you went that far.
I had a hot biology teacher in
You would have smashed,
when I was in
right?
high school.
Right, smash.
Anyways,
Right.
How would
exactly.
you feel about it
Exactly.
now? How would you feel about it now?
Smash.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Anyways, okay, whatever. Going to Morgan, you said you go for older men. We already talked about that. You think in your experience you're expecting more maturity when it came with age. Maybe it sounds like
Poorly
it
mistaken.
didn't. You said you were poorly mistaken. You said you like being in a dynamic where you feel you can let go of your sense of control so you can prioritize your focus on your nurturing feminine side. And you feel like you experience this with men who are more experienced.
I feel like that's very
maybe.
blocked off for me at the moment, which is why I'm not interested in any relationship in any manner right now.
You wanted to talk about family dynamics, past experiences, and how that can affect the relationship with your partner.
Like, I guess traumas that people go through. I feel like men don't typically want to be with women that have experienced a lot of trauma.
Probably not.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think women want to be with men who've experienced a lot of trauma?
I can fix him. I've tried it so many times.
Yeah, I definitely think that's definitely seems at least more prevalent in women than in men. I don't know if like either. Well, maybe I don't know. Men definitely don't want to deal with that shit.
No.
Maybe it's maybe more common.
I feel like they want to also like nurture as well in an aspect, but like they don't want to have to deal with the emotional side of things. They would rather take care of things in a material manner.
Wait, the men don't want to deal with the emotional.
Like the emotional, like they don't want to feel like I have to fix her, this type of thing emotionally.
Yeah, we don't want to fix a
right,
girl.
right. But like in a material manner, that's the way they want to take care
Come
of
unbroken.
people.
I feel like the best quality in a partner
fixed,
would be
I
that
guess.
they
I don't
make
know.
you a better version of yourself. I don't know. I just
I
think
agree.
that that's.
I agree.
You also wrote you don't think modern dating has any of the traditional values we have witnessed within recent generations. You said historically speaking, though,
Like,
polyamory or having
biblically.
multiple partners was and has been normalized.
Yeah.
What part of history?
What I just said earlier with like the father Abraham, he had multiple wives and multiple children. Like it's been a thing for a while.
But I feel like 2,000 years of Western culture, Christianity, like monogamy has been cherished.
It's definitely cherished and valued, but I mean, it's been a thing that's been.
Well, yeah,
around for-
historically, yeah, there were
yeah.
people who were.
A lot of people expect monogamy nowadays, but like it.
You don't think it's realistic?
I think it's also a good value for like a man to be upfront about like his intentions with that as well. Because I've been with men that are like, I want a polyamorous dynamic. And
What do you think is better for society, monogamy or polyamory?
Polyamory.
You think polyamory is better for society?
Why?
I don't know. I think having connections with different people, and I don't know. I think I value connections with people.
So
a
you
lot,
think, like,
so
for example, let's say you have.
I like to learn.
Let's say you have
other
one
people.
man who has 100 wives. Do you think that that's good
lot
for
of wives.
society?
I mean, that's a lot of wives. I mean,
Okay,
I
fine.
think
10. He has 10 wives.
Too
Do you
much
think-
of anything is a bad thing.
Yeah, but do you think it's good for society?
It's actually kind of bad for society.
I mean,
Well,
what
that's
builds
the
up
point I'm about to get to, but
what builds up society is the family unit, and I mean, people raising
Yeah,
kids.
no, I
think
agree with that. I agree with that.
What do you do in a society where you have fighting age men who see that 10% of the men are getting all the women, so that leaves 90% of men without a wife and the ability to have children? Do you think that that would be like a good dynamic for society?
I mean,
in terms of war or potential violence, or you think it would? So if all the women could procreate and only 10% of the men could procreate, and those 90% of men are like, whoa, this is kind of preventing me from, hold on, it's kind of preventing me from fulfilling like my biological imperative of having children. You don't think that would have a negative impact in society in some conceivable way?
I mean, I never said that, but like also we have like millionaires and we also have homeless people. So like it's a dynamic.
Sure, we can talk about that.
Right. It's just a dynamic. Like obviously it's going to be.
Yeah, I get that it's a dynamic. Do you want to answer the question?
I don't really have.
Okay, in your worldview, what would you prefer? Like society was polygamy, polygamous?
No, I wouldn't prefer it. Obviously, I think everyone would
didn't
love
you just
to.
Didn't you just say that polygamy would be better for society?
I think it could be beneficial for people to have more relationships with open-minded individuals as well. But
why?
I feel like a lot of people who are too close-minded in their opinions and everything are kind of.
Can't you have connections and relationships with people without it being sexual?
Yeah.
So why does the polyamory have to be in there for you to have connections with other people?
Saying, like,
change it.
I'm not saying strictly that it has to be like a relationship dynamic like that either, but like, I don't know. I feel like also modern dating, it's hard for women to even have guy friends as well. So.
But I guess I'm looking for an answer to my question. So in a society where all the women get to procreate and only 10% of the men get to procreate, do you think that this would tend to stabilize a society or destabilize it?
It would definitely destabilize.
So it'd be
absolutely
bad.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So don't you think it'd be better if it was one man, one woman? Obviously, it's not everybody's going to get to. People will die early. Some people won't find a partner. But like, wouldn't it be fair to say that monogamy would probably be like the most stable society in that specific?
That's fair to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we move away from polygamy then?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. I'm glad I changed your mind. Are you still going to be a polygamist? Like you want like 10 husbands?
No, I don't want it for myself. Like obviously,
why don't you want it for yourself?
Because like everyone wants to feel valued, but also I
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I feel like if one
you feel more valued if like 10 dudes are blasting inside you?
Bro.
I'm just trying to understand like what.
No, I'm saying you would feel more valued if it's just like one person and it's reciprocated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So neither of you are dating other people.
For
I know, but I'm just saying like I don't know. I find connection very important, and like talking to people, being open-minded with people, and then having like intimate conversations is very important.
What's the biggest your roster's ever been?
Like talking to people at a time?
Yeah.
One.
You've only talked to one guy at the same time? At like
one
once?
guy, yeah.
You've never like been sleeping with like 2 or 3 different guys?
Mm-mm. I don't know why that's hard to believe.
I don't know. You seem kind of really excited about the polyamory thing. So,
no, I had an ex that kind of opened my mind about it.
You said that you think for yourself within your personal journey, your opinion would be that that souls naturally fall into place with other energies that either flourish or feed off your own. Most people inherently become surrounded by the same energy that they are emanating.
Mm-hmm. I think like you are kind of like what you hang around.
Okay.
And if you want a different energy frequency in your realm, then you have to change yours.
Okay. And then you said that you don't think, going back to this, modern dating has any of the traditional values we have witnessed within recent generations.
Like your grandmothers, things like that. I feel like
what do you mean by traditional values?
A lot of the religious construct is like, at least in my experience, I've witnessed a lot of people, even that I've grown up with, like very religious homes growing up around that. So I feel like monogamy has been kind of more inherent in that sense.
Would you prefer a traditional relationship dynamic, or are you talking about chivalry? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Traditional as in like marriage and things of that.
Okay. So do you want to see a return to traditional values, or what are you going for? Or are you just know what?
I don't necessarily want anything traditional, so.
Okay. But
It's kind of
in your
weird.
notes, you write, I don't think modern dating has any of the traditional values we have witnessed within recent generations.
Right.
So are you simply just making an observation?
Yeah, that's just what I'm
Okay.
observing about
but
modern
you're
dating.
not saying prescriptively we should go back to more traditional values.
What about like not for
No,
yourself? Like
I'm not
for
saying
other
we should do anything at all. Everyone has their own things they do, and that's fine.
Okay. All right. Do you think, do you want a guy to pay for first dates?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I understand.
Or
Why
all-
do you want
wait.
it? Like, okay, here.
The
let me
guy
ask it-
paying entirely for the first.
No, let me ask it differently. You go on a date with a guy, he asked you out, and he's like, I don't know, it's $100 dinner or something. And the waiter comes, and he's like, 2 checks, please.
That's fine.
No problem? Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I'm glad you're consistent, I guess.
Thanks.
Thumbs up. Cool. All right. And then finally, our girl, Bailey. Save the best for last, Bailey. You're a rapper?
Wait, why do you keep bringing this up?
Bro, you can't duck every question that's asked of you. Okay, so can we hear a freestyle finally?
No.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go, let's go.
No.
I need to hear
Why
it.
do you?
Okay, I actually, fuck it. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, we don't want to hear this.
You're a stripper.
Right now, again, yes. Not when I was on last time.
Oh, in my notes it says stripper. So you used to be a stripper.
No, I am right now. I'm saying I wasn't last
No,
time.
but but last time you
were
at
one
the
previous.
moment you weren't stripping, but you used to be a stripper. So it's like
I used to
Yeah.
do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Used to.
okay, and I think you described yourself as a godly girl.
Yeah. Because God is balance, masculine, feminine, dark, light, bad, bad, good, feminine, masculine. I mean, not feminine, feminine,
okay.
masculine.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because God,
You do-
God is everything. So if there's bad that exists, that means God is part bad.
No.
But the Lord is just half of God, really.
By bad, do you mean evil?
I mean, it can get to that, but
Some people don't take the Bible in a completely literal sense either.
Wait,
I think-
to clarify, are you Christian?
I also just, for me, I intuitively listen to my soul about what's true from each religion, so I just follow all of them.
Okay.
And yeah,
So yeah, she's not Christian.
Love that.
Yeah. And you have an OnlyFans, right?
no.
I thought, didn't you have a OF, or have you ever had an OF?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
So it's
anymore.
like she used to. Okay. But you're currently a stripper.
I just
Oh, but
got,
she's not
I just
Christian,
got
so,
hired right
okay.
now.
So I can't be like, how do you
Yeah.
reconcile being a stripper and
Yeah,
being
no.
a godly girl? Okay. You said that. Let's see.
There's a lot.
You write me paragraphs.
No,
like
this
it's
is the
crazy.
okay. By the way, the first one was the same from
I'm
last
gonna
time. I
have-
just shortened
I'm
it.
gonna have Felicity read them for me.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
no. I'll read
the
it.
mic if
No,
you
no,
can.
I'll read it.
I can't give you the. You want to
Because
get
the
your,
last time the girl kind of butchered it.
Oh, so were you? Wait, did you end up reading it last time?
No, one of the.
Were you on the show?
Someone
Yeah,
else read
yeah.
it.
It was what's his name? Chase's
It
girlfriend.
wasn't so
What was that
bad.
man's
She
name?
read. She read one of the more normal.
Alexa.
ones.
It was Alexa.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She was trying to read it. Okay, so do you have it in your brain? Do you
Yeah.
want to just? Okay, go ahead.
About which one? The last two are short. So you mean the first one?
Yeah, we're just gonna do all of them.
Oh. Okay, so the first one was crazy dating experiences, or like, right?
I think we just got to read these
And-
verbatim, otherwise it's going to take forever. Do you want to like get your phone and just read it?
No. I'll just loosely.
It's off the top of your dome. You can,
I'm not gonna say
you
all
can
of
give
it,
me
but yeah.
a
Yes.
concise paragraph off the top of
Yes,
the dome. Okay,
yes.
go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying, for me, when I was in relationships, or I guess friendships that were, I guess, considered situationships, because yeah, the reason why I knew I was supposed to be with them was for like very obvious spiritual reasons. So, and they were really intense and crazy, like people having tattoos for me, or like that have to do with where I lived, and it's like, okay, but just because they had that doesn't mean they were like a forever soulmate or twin flame. It just meant that I was supposed to be with them for a period of time. A lot of them were karmics, so a lot of the people that I wrote about, like having tattoos for me, and all these things, they were karmic.
I'm just gonna have Felicity read the notes, and then
Yeah, you could just read it.
Can you see it, Felicity?
Yeah, let me just move my mic. Okay, so one way I know I'm supposed to date someone or be in a friends with benefits relationship with them before I do is seeing things that involve their physical appearance, but also what's spiritually happening that involves that as well. So for instance, the last guy I was in a friends with benefits relationship with, he has tattoos that match the murals outside of where I currently live. He even got one of these tattoos that was dedicated to me, literally right before we started to hang out more often. He also has tattoos of some of my favorite music artists and some of my favorite famous figures of all time. He even has tattoos from some of my favorite movies of all time or favorite movie characters as well. He also lives near me, and the name he goes by has to do with who I am as well.
So like stuff like that happening where like I knew I was supposed to be with them for
Synchronicity.
like synchronicities like at least 5, even though a lot of them were karmics. I had to be with them more romantically to learn or to go through karma. Yeah. And what's the difference between someone that's not a karmic and someone that is? You don't know until later on.
Okay, Felicity, do you want to read the next one?
Oh gosh.
Right. Sure.
Then before I ran into a guy who looks very similar to my one and only twin flame Drake, aka Aubrey Graham, he told me to call him Cam, and he is a lifeguard at a beach in Chicago. And at the time, the new Barbie movie was my favorite movie, so to me this was a huge sign. This guy I was in a situationship with for half a year. He also had tattoos for me as well, but just one that I remember. When I say of me, I mean who I was in my past life or a famous movie, TV character that I am real life muse for.
Yeah. Crazy.
Aubrey,
Crazy.
so Drake is your twin flame?
Yes.
Have you dated? Have you smashed?
This came up, but no.
Damn, I'm sorry that you and Drake haven't been able to link up yet. All right, let's do.
No, we linked up, but.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what?
No, like we've like hung out a few places.
You and Drake have hung out.
Here's the thing.
Like Drake,
I kind of believe
Drake,
it.
like the rapper.
I know his friends. I actually met his friends first. I met all of his friends first. That was crazy. But
Wait, so you didn't smash though?
no.
You were hanging out with Drake and like he just wasn't feeling it, or
How old were you?
It was just really intense. I was also
intense.
younger. I was 21 when we met, I think. So.
Does he know you guys are twin flames?
I was about to ask.
I think he does now, yeah. But at first,
when's the
no,
last time
none
you
of us
talked
did.
to him?
A while ago.
If you guys
Not in my dream, not in the dream world, the spiritual world. We have a lot, but physically, it's been a while. But I talk to his friends
Wait,
all the time.
in the dream world? Did anyone else catch that?
It's like a.
The other dimension.
Have you
Did
met
you
in
guys
person?
dream together or something?
I know he has dreams about me. I have dreams about him.
has he told you he has dreams about you?
Astral projection.
No, but I know.
Astro world?
I know. I talked to his friend a few days ago
What's
for
a
his
twin
birthday.
flame?
Okay, so yeah, that's what I wrote
is a
about
twin
too.
You should watch a wonderful
So,
documentary
Yeah,
on it.
there's soulmate lovers, there's karmics, and there's like twin flame relationships. Those are like the main three.
Can you be twin flame towards somebody, but they're not twin flame
No.
towards you? Or you both
No,
are twin flame?
You both are, and then you only have one.
Can you be a twin flame with somebody and not be attracted to them?
Yeah.
Like they're, oh my God, this
I
person.
mean,
Yeah.
How
at
could you be a
first,
twin flame then?
The runner chase dynamic is always going to be a thing in that.
yeah. There might be points where I'm not attracted to
So
what
Drake
he's doing.
wasn't, you were
and he's
twin
not attracted to
flames,
what I'm doing.
but he just wasn't feeling it. is what
No,
I'm
that's
getting.
not what happened.
I'm getting he wasn't into it.
No, it was more so
It's
like
giving?
they
There's
were.
going to be.
So what?
Giving.
No. What happened was actually way more fucked up. I don't really want to go into detail, but like, he was being told lies about me and actually was told to do bad things to me before he even realized he was my twin flame. So it was really a complicated situation. Yeah, it was really complicated. It was really complicated. Very.
This is not helping his case at all.
Oh,
Let's call him.
but to his defense, like he didn't know we were twin flames, and
He didn't know.
He also
Does he know now?
In his defense.
Does he know
I
now?
do think he does know now. Yeah, I think he's known at least for a few months now.
But you said you haven't talked to him in like a year or something, right? Or
A while.
what's a
In
while?
person.
What's a while?
Years.
Years?
Yeah. I've talked to his friends. That's crazy. I talked to his friends more recently, and I don't even know if he knows this, but I think he does.
Apparently, he's got
He
quite a
knows.
hammer.
He
He's got a fucking hammer.
I've seen the video. He does.
Oh, by the way,
I
let me
regrettably saw
clarify
it.
some things. You don't actually have to marry your twin flame, or
It's a hard relationship to have.
yeah, you don't have to marry them.
How many
you don't,
twin flames does Drake have? I feel like he has a lot.
One. No, you can only
You
have
can only
one.
have one twin flame?
So he has
Obviously,
soulmate lovers.
That's you?
He's had a lot of soulmate lovers. Yeah.
Soulmate lovers? The fuck is that?
You can have multiple soulmates, but you can't have multiple twin flames.
Yeah.
There's only one twin flame.
The purpose of it is to really
Elevate
to
both people spiritually.
yeah
and to-
faster because they have a higher calling in whatever
Higher
life
calling?
that they have a twin flame. Like
What's your higher calling? And
many.
Is it when you're in the? Is it on the like
No.
in front at the strip club or is it?
No, the reason why I strip is because of constant sicknesses that I can't work a normal job.
Wait, you strip because you're sick?
Yeah, a lot. A lot.
That doesn't make sense.
Because it's a job that you can have where if you're sick, you can miss like a month and still have the job and still keep it. Also,
Did you
it's a
meet him
job-
at the
I mean,
strip
you could
club?
be like an Uber.
No, I didn't.
You could like do.
Oh no, I also do DoorDash too.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
You're-
So
you're
every
the DoorDashing
I do all the jobs.
stripper.
And I do reselling. All the jobs that you can work that aren't like 9 to 5, I do. So I also do reselling, DoorDash,
Okay.
dancing. I told you last time, remember?
I love that for you.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I just started
Do
dancing
you ever
again.
do you ever do deliveries to the strip club and you see the girls?
Oh my gosh. No, but there was one time I did right near one of them, but nah. Not
Yeah.
too.
Would that be awkward if like some girl
To
like
mine?
some girl ordered
That'd
like
be-
a birth
that'd be
control
awesome.
test or not she ordered like a pregnancy
Plan B?
a pregnancy test to the strip club because you can buy all kinds
I
of
mean,
shit
better it would be
on
me than
DoorDash.
someone else because someone else would be definitely judging.
Oh yeah.